Scorpio, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for the month of May. I'm reading actually on May 1st, so welcome to a new month. This feels like a magical month, a softer, more gentler month. Lighter is the feeling I'm getting so far with the energy. So let's see how it translates through the Scorpionic lens. We're going to take a look at the overall general energy for the month ahead, what you may not see coming, and we'll get some important advice from Spirit too. Thank you for tuning in. As always, you are welcome here, and it's an honor to be able to read for you. Thank you for your support. All right, let's get started. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, what's going on? I've got Queen of the Sun and the Queen of the Moon decks combined. Let's see how this deck wants to sing to you today. Let's see. I've been really paying attention to the songbirds lately. They seem to be louder this year here in New England, making themselves known. All right, let's see. Wow. There might be some unveiling of a truth this month, Scorpio. Either a discovery of something truthful or a revealing, right? You might discover a truth about yourself or about a situation. I like that, though. It's almost like the first thing I gathered was an unveiling. There's a lot of fire in this as well. So you could be learning. I actually was speaking with a friend this morning about Black Moon Lilith being in Scorpio, and we also have a Scorpio full moon this month, I believe. I want to say the 12th. I don't have it written down. I should keep stuff written down, shouldn't I? But I mean, almost like too, you could feel like you're unmasking your beauty. Look at how gorgeous she is. It's almost like you're being laid bare. Or someone may lay themselves bare in their vulnerability towards you. Wow. Almost like you could be, because, Scorpios, you are well known for being mysterious. So you may be uncovering a mystery, sleuthing, doing your detective work, or it feels like an either or. I might be reading for two groups of you today. Or you may be actually revealing a part of yourself to yourself and deepening in your own knowing, because you're revealing your own mask here. Seeing something maybe with new eyes, seeing yourself with new eyes. Some of you are shedding an old identity. A deep, like almost an identity that was so intrinsic to you that it was limiting you in your own expansion. And now that you've released it, you're like, where am I going to go next? Right? Wow. It's like I've almost laying yourself bare to yourself. There's a lot of light. See all the light bubbles all around her? It's almost like a new dawn now that you're revealing this aspect of self. Okay? Boundaries are being enforced here. We have 2 3s. It's interesting because I actually started this. It's no coincidence because I pull cards and I sit with energies in the morning before I read. And this morning I pulled the Empress card and I was thinking deeply about 3s. We have the thesis, the antithesis, and the synthesis. Past, present, future. Birth, life, life and death, There's a power when you put 2 things together. It creates a third. So with 2 3s, there's this interesting aspect, I think, of you stepping into a new identity. There's some sort of boundary water that you have and some sort of protection going on. I even feel like some of you could be speaking with the moon in a deeper way. Something's laying you bare, Scorpio, and I feel like it's almost like a personal journey going on right now for you, where you are feeling more like you're in your own authentic truth, and there's this maybe a boundary. I'm getting more of a boundary you may have had with going deeper into self-acceptance. And when you do this work, my friends, it's like you're the deeper we go inside, the deeper we can go with other people. And I feel like you've been going deeper, deepening into your singularity, your individual identity. And now there are other energies that you're combining with to create new energies in your life, if that makes sense. Wow, I'm not surprised that you all would make me go to a very esoteric place. So there's truth around boundaries that you've needed in order to protect your energy so you could go through this identity shift and unveil certain aspects of yourself to yourself. And what's being unveiled, wow, some of you have really been going deep into the underworld and feeling kind of like raw, because we have all of this fire energy, and what's in the middle of it is this pink energy, this softness, this gentleness, being whatever. There's this, you're becoming kinder to self, softer to self. You're leaning in. Pink is just this beautiful, divine feminine energy. And the more you honor that part of you, you're renewing your hope. Because like some people, we go through this is not some people, this is part of the journey. When you start to unmask your shadow and you look at it and you're honest with yourself about it and you don't turn away from it, you earnestly, honestly look inside, you realize that the biggest boundaries of your life were actually the walls that you had within you. And what I'm seeing here is that you're breaking down inner walls. And when we do this, we let new energy in, and the new energy coming in is the fire of hope. This is the Yule. So there's something around the wisdom that you gain. Look how wide, this is a druid elder with the stag antlers. This is your leadership. It's like you're leading your own life from a place of vulnerable truth. And now it almost feels like if you were doing a lot of karmic work with difficult energies and it made you feel like you had to protect yourself, you're shifting into a new era now. It feels like almost night and day for you, where the deeper you've gone inward, the more you're opening up into this taking life, leading your own life in ways that you haven't in the past. I often find that's only by being loving towards ourselves can we really allow love in. Like, we're talking deep love. I'm getting this has to do with love. I don't know why, but I'm getting this has to do with love. 2 3s turn into 8. So I think that you're looking at standing in a new energy, using your wise mind, laying yourself bare, and opening to hope. It's almost like you've been and Scorpio, you know how to do this. You're an alchemist. You know how to take energy and transmute it. And you're using, wherever your fire placement is really being activated. Like whatever planets are in a fire sign for you, it's really being activated because somehow it's like purifying you and stripping you down to your innocence, All right, this is going to be a deep one, y'all. I can just feel it. Yeah, I know why. You're working hard to close out a cycle, and you have been. That's what I've been picking up for you all lately. You've been really trying to close out a cycle. All right, let's see where you are currently here. Currently. Hold on to your hope. There's a new truth. There you are, Scorpio. All right, sweethearts. This is gonna be a deep one. And it's some people, I don't think people have been bothered lately about how long my readings are. I just go deep, y'all. I am a Scorpio stellium after all, so it's what you're gonna get. This is a powerful shift for you. Maybe one like no other you've had, and I know you've had many. All right, I know you can sit here and claim, all these things. I've gone through so much transformation, so much change. But now you're actually resonating at a different frequency because of it. And I think that you've been encountering challenging situations. And it's challenged you. Whenever we go through a lot challenging times, especially with the dark goddess, and Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, it's like it makes us traverse into the underworld and look at the shadowy elements, negative narratives, projections, all these things that, we, tend to cling to at times when we feel powerless. And what I'm getting here is you're no longer willing to expend or waste your energy fighting against people when you started to realize I'm fighting against something within myself. And then you sit in it and you actually look it in the eye and you unpack it. And I think that's what you've been doing. You've been unpacking something because you're like, I've got to shift something within me to shift what's going on outside of me. And that's the work. King of Swords. Being more logical. It's something about your wise mind being engaged in the month of May where you're activating your air energy around living your life in accordance with your truth and integrity, Scorpio. It's a new Scorpio. It's a Scorpio that's done deep shadow work. There's like almost, because you're closing this out, you're being challenged here. You're being challenged, yeah. I knew it. Two of Swords. I'm like, there's some challenge going on in May. It's Two of Swords. I actually really like this Two of Swords. She's throwing sand in the wind and she's trying to divinate which direction to go in. You've got a crossroads moment in your life at this time, a big one. You can go this way or you can go that way, and it's going to change your life no matter which direction you choose. And I think you're being challenged to look at the truth. It's like you're thinking it over. You're really thinking about this in the month of May. King of Swords. Really thinking about this. The challenge, King of Cups. This could be someone around you who has heavy water placements, or it could be an aspect of yourself where you're trying to reconnect with your heart and your mind at the same time and create balance. Because anytime we have twos, especially with the Five of Wands challenging you, you've been going through a challenging situation and you're trying to get out of this challenging situation at this time. And Spirit gave you the 3-step process, right? See the truth of it first. Be honest with yourself about it. Go into the underworld. You know how to go there. What boundaries do you need to reinforce with others? And what boundaries do you need to drop within? Because we don't need to have any boundaries between our ego selves and our true selves. It should be a free flow where you can sit in both perspectives and one doesn't dominate the other. We really do need both. It's a flow, because the ego is what keeps us safe, but it could also keep us stuck. And the true self will be the great teacher within, but it can also put us into not making choices from the human level as easily. It's almost like you need to forgive both and allow both of them to communicate better with each other. That's what it feels like. Interesting. I've never had that from the Two of Swords. Like, are you really communicating? Are those two parts of you really communicating? Are they hearing each other? This is a deep one. Y'all, you're like doing things to me I've never even read before in any reading. Ace of Pentacles. It's about investing in a new path. You're questioning something big time. And now it's gotten to the point where Spirit's like, you're going into so much internal conflict over this that if you continue to be undecided, that's the decision, is indecision. This could be somebody you're dealing with too. Ace of Wands. This is about a new beginning. You're being pulled in a new direction. And a lot of this is, whenever I see the Three of Wands, it's welcoming new energy into your life. Threes again, right? 3. The power of 3. So what are you trying to create? What type of growth do you need to take between here and it to actually call it in? It has to do, some of you, with a new project, a new investment opportunity financially because of the pentacle here. But I'm reading this more as you're being inspired to go in a new direction, and it involves your heart, and you're being challenged. It's like you're waiting here by the seashore, and there's an opportunity to exchange energy. I knew it was about love. There's some connection that you're calling into your life at this time, and it's inspiring you. It's igniting your third eye chakra. It could be a spiritual bond of some sort that's at a distance. Wow. This is interesting. All right, let's get a consciousness card. Conception. Consciousness. Oh my God, I pulled that right when I said consciousness. So something's being conceived. Like I said, I had that strong 1 + 1 = 3. So what are you co-creating? I feel like you're co-creating with somebody, and you're coming out of some sort of illusion around your emotional intelligence and communicating with someone this month. And you're being challenged to really step into this new chapter. You're holding on to a lot of hope. I think you're like, you know what? I'm going to open myself up, and I'm going to see what happens. That's what I'm getting here. We have 16, 17. It's a step-by-step process here. We have from 7 to 8. Interesting with the lovers, 6, 7, 8. Some of you are calling in a new connection. It could be somebody brand new. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be somebody that's more of a spiritual friend, because this is a magnetic attraction. And there's a reciprocity going on here, and a generosity of energy exchange. Let's look at conception. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Yeah, you have the power in your own conception. I always, whenever I think of conception or conceiving of something, I think of Inconceivable from The Princess Bride. Inconceivable. You might even be crossing the threshold of things that you thought were inconceivable to actually bring into your life when it comes to connection. Deep, deep connection. Okay, so you're conceiving of this, and it is a new era, a new level of consciousness. So we have this intrinsic and extrinsic energy going on this month around you going deeper internally and then exchanging that new energy frequency with other people externally. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Yeah. Like I said, you're shedding some skin here, and you are laying yourself bare. I feel like you've got someone else doing the same. Let's go deeper. Yeah. Ace, this is soul family, whoever this is. You're investing in something that's emotionally fulfilling. Ace of Pentacles, 10 of, and it's more than one person. I feel like there could be a huge turnaround in some of your interactions this month with people. There's a lot of communication. There's just a lot of people drawn to you, Scorpio, in the month of May. I see the Fool wanting to come out. I think you're laying an old cycle to rest, and you're transformed, and you were very challenged in this past cycle. It's almost like you're still catching your breath. What's this King of Swords? You got heavy air and water energy, but I feel like this is you coming into balance, like I said, between your heart and your head. Total balance. 2 of Wands. The World. There it is in the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're calling in emotional and mental stability. You know, like when we are calm in our mind, calm in our spirit, calm in the heart, you know how to now regulate your nervous system. We have 3 kings. We 3 kings. There's another 3. This is fascinating to me because you're harnessing a more healed and whole divine masculine within you, that maybe you were in a heavy, wounded masculine energy before this cycle ended, and you've been working on this. Male or female, whenever we're talking about masculine, it's like you're showing up in a very healthy masculine energy, which means I'm ready to take action. I am lit up. I'm ready to conquer the world. I know I can do this, this, and this. I'm calling it in. It's like when you have a lot of self-trust and self-awareness, that you can create your own reality. You can create the life you want. It's like you're getting evidence of that in this new chapter. And I think it has a lot to do with your long-term stability, your long-range vision, your long-range plan. You're like starting to make some big strides in that. Well done. Well done, because this wasn't easy to get to this point on your path. Reward, recognition, graduation point where you now are in your wise mind. You're grounding in this reality. And the only part, though, that you're being challenged with, it's the heart. There's something around the heart. There's something going on here you're opening. Maybe you had to shut it down for a while to protect yourself, to heal, right? Let's go into the Two of Swords. Four of Wands, King of Cups. Wow. We have the Ten of Wands. You're definitely at the end of a long journey in a heart situation that wounded you. It made you really get deeply in touch with a level of energy that most people won't understand. I don't know why it's not even coming through in the cards, but I'm getting that for you, the biggest thing that Spirit's been trying to help you with is to stabilize in your heart, because something broke it open. Five of Wands. It could have been a multitude of events, multitude of people. It was whatever happened in this last cycle. And however long that spanned. You know, that's when you talk to a friend, you're like, you wouldn't believe what I've been going through. And this and this and this happened. It could have even been three things, right? It's always in threes. But I think what you're doing is all of this allowed you to access greater emotional maturity and greater emotional fulfillment within. And basically what you're realizing now is it's time for you to always choose love from now on. That's what your last chapter taught you. I'm going to choose love over fear from now on. From now on. Because there may have been some losses because fear was chosen over love in the past. Almost feels like there was some sort of sacrifice in order to learn that lesson. I don't know. This could have been somebody around you too, an ex, someone from the past. But you're stepping boldly into your own energy, your heart frequency. This is all water. It's like you're feeling your emotions. You're getting in touch with the sanctuary inside of that heart space of yours that's deep. And you're communing so deeply with the universe right now, the cosmos. It's like you could be just feeling a little bit delirious on it. Don't stay blind to the beauty that Spirit is trying to send you, because it's really beautiful. I mean, the Eight of Wands over the King of Cups, it's like you're getting shot arrows to the heart, and it's not even about romance. It's like, it's about all the love that Spirit has for you after going through a tough time. That's what we do. We dig deep into our hope and faith. It's like, this is breaking me open. Nobody can reach into that and pull you out of it. And sometimes we stay there a little too long. It almost becomes comfortable, the pain. But then you start to really reach the end threshold of that, and you start to say, you know what, I can't stay here any longer. I got to live my life. You know? It's a phase. You went through some sort of deep phase where you were being challenged left and right. And now you're coming out of it. And your heart is like, you know, when you talk about people who've gone through like a massive car accident or a near-death experience, or, you know, a deep grief, a deep loss, they're not the same. It's because they've touched life and death and creation. That's why that 3 came out so profoundly, conception. It's a new consciousness that arrives in the wake of that. And you're stabilizing in your heart after, you know? And I think you're like, okay, I made it. I'm standing. I'm still standing. What am I going to do with my heart now? And that's the challenge. You want to invest it. You're like, I have so much love I'm feeling. Like, I don't want it all just for myself. I love it. Knight of Cups. Yeah, you're letting love in. I feel like it's coming from all angles. It's like, it's coming from everywhere, Scorpio, in the month of May. It's just like, it's coming from every angle. Because you've arrived. Wow, this is a profound reading, Scorpio, I will say. I am really, really happy for you. Yeah. The challenge for you has been able to crack your heart open enough and move from a frequency of feeling victimization from your life circumstances and understanding and making peace with them. You've been trying to make peace with some things that have happened to you. And it's a process. And I feel like you're now, there's something coming towards you, someone. There's a specific someone coming towards you that is singing the song of your heart. It's matching you. And I think you're like, I want to go towards this, but should I? Like, am I ready? Should I do this? Like, you could talk yourself out of it with that King of Swords. But Spirit is saying, whatever you're calling in, because you've been in transition, does it match your vision? Does it match your vision for the future? Does it match your frequency that you're vibrating in? Does it feel resonant? Those are all the questions you should ask yourself when it comes to any new energy coming in, whether it's a friend or a new potential lover. Okay, because it feels like you're making a choice about love this month in general. But I do think that there's a specific person that you are curious about. Wow, you're leveling up. 9 of Pentacles at the bottom. Let's look at this Ace of Pentacles. There's the 9 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. That's the 10 of Pentacles. Scorpio. Oh, gosh, it's like, just when you get there, it's like another challenge comes. It's like, I think that what you're showing me is that you want to start investing more and more in things that will really last. You know, Scorpio, you're a fixed sign. You don't like a lot of change. And you've been through way so much change. You're like, well, whatever I'm going to commit to, if it's a long-term friendship, or if I'm really going to pour myself into this, or if it's a new job opportunity, you're like, it has to feel like it fits the new me, right? Because there's some sort of power struggle that you've had around. I think that what you've done is you've neglected a fair bit of your own wants and needs, forsaking maybe a family dynamic or a situation in life where you were just maybe tending to something else and not necessarily tending to you. And the more you tend to you, the less it's going to feel challenging for you to stand up for what you want and need. I think that you've had a challenge around your own authenticity and deepening in that. And listen, me saying this doesn't mean you're inauthentic. Me starting this channel a year and a half ago, I've been becoming deeper and deeper and deeper in my own authenticity because this is so deeply a part of me. So it's like you're saying the same thing. Like, I want something to be so deeply a part of who I am that it's not going to challenge me in the ways that other things have challenged me because they didn't resonate with me like that. Does that make sense? And you're activating a lot of your intuitive gifts, your spirituality. You're being led and guided by your true self now. It's like you stripped away some layer of shadow, some masking around fear, maybe even playing small. And now you're like in this beautiful, whenever I see 8 of Wands in the opportunity, you're expanding and it's making your heart feel really good. And you're stabilizing in an emotional frequency that you have felt trapped. Like you're not allowed, you don't have the VIP pass. You're like, I want to be a part of that VIP room. Like, what do I got to do to get there? And you didn't realize that the whole journey was about you going inside. It wasn't something you had to achieve in order to, be worthy. It was a matter of you feeling worthy within. You see? You're traveling to so much depth inside of you. And I think that it's still going to come up sometimes. You stepping into being true to yourself. We all get challenged all the time. And this means whatever's coming towards you, any new opportunity, which you have several coming in. This could be in the form of people, could be in the form of work projects, alliances, cooperating with others. It's about your contracts. And I think we're all doing a lot of cleanup work around them, around the give and take of energy, the exchanges. Is it fair? Is it balanced? Is it mutual? Does it lift you up? Does it feel good? Because it's like you want to make sure you're investing things that support your sovereignty and support your ability to have agency over your own life, not giving it away. And some of you might be challenged in your work life in the near future to step up for yourself and speak up for yourself. Or it could be in a connection where it's about you almost like really honoring you in it. Honor you. Honor you. Queen of Wands. The Magician. The Devil. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I felt this devil energy. It's been kind of on your heels, nipping at you, which is, the fear that you're not going to manifest the life, the reality that you seek, even when you're getting signs of it. You're like, this could all go away in a heartbeat, this feeling I have. Spirit said, well, as long as you keep that clear conduit between your ego and your true self, you know how to step into higher frequencies now. So I think what you're doing is you're taking a look at all these fears that used to be operating you and allowing they took over some of your other systems, your other parts. This is when we let fear rule our decision making. Fear rule the way we go about each day. What if you walk through the world not afraid of being who you are with everyone and everything at all times? You're saying, actually, I'm getting a taste of that, and I'm worried I might backslide, or I'm worried I might call in an unhealthy energy. What if I have another karmic experience that is just, I don't want that? You're saying to me that you are in a powerful phase of attracting new energies. Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands. Manifestation, Magician. This is amazing. This is true alchemy. Like I said, from the personal to the transpersonal here, you're saying, I know how to transmute my own shadow. I know how to take a negative, what is it? What is that? And I'm going to mess it up, but how do you make, I don't even know. I'm not back in grade school, but there's something around polarity and then finding neutrality. And I think that's what you're realizing, that you had a negative polarity because of some of your experiences, and now you've alchemized them. And you are now standing in your own fire energy, which means you can go do whatever you want. As long as you know that you're not going to be deluding yourself or hiding. I was watching you, totally the last season, and it was like, how many times do we get under the illusion, right, of a person, that the dream of that person supersedes the reality of what you're experiencing, right? It's often our fantasies of the ultimate, right, that get us into trouble. And I think it's like you're being really, really, really truthful this month with your own frequency, your own desires. And I think too, like it's very hard to fool a Scorpio. And if you did get fooled by somebody, it could have been anybody, coworker, friend, boss, ex, it's kind of burned you. But now you're like, I don't want to hold on to that. That's icky. I don't want to hold on to resentment. So you've been working through it for a while. I don't think this could be fresh for some of you. I'm not really seeing a lot of freshness, because what you don't see coming is that you're still working on this. You're still alchemizing some sort of negativity that has been churned up through some forces outside of you. But then you almost kind of had to they became like part of you. And now this is like when we have to let go of toxic situations and the person may be long gone. For some of you, maybe they're recently gone. But what is it serving you in your own leveling up? And I think you're saying, it's serving me big time, because now I'm on the right path. I'm co-creating with the universe. I'm lit up about what I'm calling in. And you just got to know that when the devil shows up, right? When that illusion of the fantasy wants to kick in and override, you're going to feel it, because you're going to be reminded of energies you disregarded. This is when we're not honest with ourselves, honest with what we're really picking up on, and honest with how we're really, we got to get so attuned to our own frequencies from now on that when we have new energies coming toward us, we can feel them coming from a mile away, Scorpio. And I think, and it's the feeling of them, but it's also the trusting and honoring of them that we have a hard time with, because you can feel it, but are you going to trust it? So trust your fire energy and your third eye energy when it comes to your manifestation, to say, you know what, I'm not going to bring fear into it, negativity into it. That's part of my past. You're making peace with a past cycle, and it's not easy. Let me get some advice. Yeah, I hear you telling me. I just don't want to get involved in a toxic situation again. I don't want to be in something unhealthy. And then Spirit's saying to you, are you listening to us? What signs are you getting? What is their gut really telling you? And I think you're doing enough healing to allow that energy to like, almost like, I feel like this energy, it's going up and down and up and down and up and down. And before you would be like swirling in your head and you'd try to make a decision from that place. And now that it's going up and down, you're accessing every energy center to actually almost like, it's like the right things are going to like pull you, your whole being to it. And it's going to feel clean and smooth and clear and safe. And the wrong things are going to make you just be totally up in your head and feeling like almost really confused. Let's get some advice. That was a crackle. That was a crackle. Can't see that. Let me see where we're at. Oh my. I swear, you all take me for these long journeys. We just went for a long walk in the woods. Long walk in the woods, right, Scorpio? Wow. Yep, you've been hermiting. You've been kind of, either you or someone else is kind of fleeing. It didn't feel good. I think something left its imprint on you around a situation. We have the Seven of Swords. There was a little deception in this. Things have been moving really slowly away from something that you couldn't trust. You've been going inward about it. I'm not saying that this person, when I say toxic too, it's like, we cannot put it all on other people. It's the dynamic. It's the energy of two people and how they coalesce, right? 1 + 1 = 3. So sometimes you can take two amazing people. You put those energies together at a certain place in time, maybe at the wrong time, and it doesn't go well. Okay? So you can't say it's all you, and they can't say it's all you. It's really a we. And so I think what you're doing is you're looking inward and you're going, oh, okay. Yeah, that was really unhealthy. It's probably good for me to walk away from that, whatever it was. You've been slowly walking away from something, going inward. And while you do, it's like you're calming your body down. You're leaning against the tree here with the 4 cups. Sometimes the 4 cups can be this dampened spirits type of energy. So you could feel like you're, I think you've already been in this energy, and I feel like it's slowly receding because of a past experience that it got really chaotic. 5 of Wands. It's like you're settling after a fallout, but it's inspiring like a whole new path for you. So you've been slowing down and you've been addressing. I think Spirit's trying to lend you a helping hand, like a warm beverage. You're getting a warm beverage from Spirit, okay? And they want you to go into, Operation Zen mode. You're purifying a lot of these emotions in your heart space that you've been dealing with, contending with in others, especially with 2 5 of Wands showing up here and the devil. So again, you're reconciling really hard energies that for most people, they wouldn't even go near. But you, Scorpio, they tend to find their way to you. And I feel you. Yeah. Interesting. Those are 2 that I think Libra got. All right. I am getting like you're trying to just find more balance in life in general. But you definitely are going through a period of embracing change. Yeah. And there's 33. Oh my gosh. You just can't make this up, folks. Making the magic happen here at Illuminated Tarot. We have number 33, Fire Monkey. And I open up pretty much to the very page. Yeah, it's time to turn the page. I only had 1 page to get to it. This card signifies a complete change in your situation. You've reached a crossroads. There's no turning back, and you're anxious for change, but which way should you go? One path liberates you, while the other requires you to give it all. Don't overthink. Take a cue from Young Fire and the heavenly frequency and let the heart lead the way. This is a make or break time, and you're ready to start a new phase and leave the status quo. Trust that once you've made your decision, It's for the best. Relief is coming. It's time to take risks and embrace the new. Fire element emphasizes heart-based decisions. Choose your actions from a place of love and joy. Feel instead of think. Honor what excites your heart. See, this is all. I love this. I love doing what I do. Metal cuts and clears the path, while hidden yang energy and yang water in the monkey add dedication and forcefulness. Release your attachments to the past to welcome the future. It's what you're doing, your major cleanup work. I feel like May is going to be a gentler, easier, lighter time for you. But again, you are clearing out some old emotions, some stagnancy, some stuckness, and some hurt. And the challenges were real, Scorpio, okay? There's a lot of growth that you're going to be alchemizing and transforming. And like I said, you're raising into a new vibration where you're rising above an unhealthy situation in your life. And you're like walking. It's like I saw that meme where you light whatever it was on fire, not out of rage, but out of truly cleansing and purifying and letting it go, almost ceremonially. So you working with the Scorpio moon this month, using maybe fire, burning something under the moon to release, write down everything you felt in this past cycle and release it under this full moon. It's going to be so powerful for you. I feel like this is a culmination point for you, this full moon in Scorpio this month, where you're really letting go of an old way of operating, old people that maybe have left your life, old situations, and just really making peace with the past. Because you've got a bright future coming in. You have the 10 of Pentacles coming in, and you have a manifestation of your desires, of your passions. So I don't doubt that if you are calling in a new love opportunity, it's coming for you. But right now you're going through this transition in alchemizing things that are going to enhance your vibration to allow a deeper bond to form in the beginning, okay, if you are single. So you see what I'm saying? It's all alchemy, baby. All right, take care. Lots of love. Hope you enjoyed this long one. I'm going longer because I'm slower getting them out lately. And it just means like I'm giving you more of myself with each reading. So if you're like, God, it's taking 2 weeks, but I'm giving you almost 40 minutes, almost everybody, right? Yours needed to be longer today because you are going through a deep, deep process of transmutation and transformation. I love it, Scorpio. This is what life's about. It's about change and welcoming that change because you are becoming a better version of you. That's what it's all about. All right, take care. Namaste.